Hey guys, this is Mrs. Yeagle, and this is the third installment of Chapter 18 because there are no announcements and my meeting is over and now I'm at home with my kids. So I'm starting on page 218, and remember that when I left off, you are going to keep your eyes and ears open for more of those times where the author shows us instead of tells us things, okay? His smile reaches his eyes. You might feel differently soon. That's the power of the serum. It harnesses the mind. It molds it. It sculpts it. Is that why I can't think straight? Is he molding me as we speak? The very thought makes me jerk my wrists against the straps, but it isn't long before Dr. Knox shushes me. Eventually you will become the clay on my potter's wheel. Soft, pliable, and easily manipulated, he continues. And once the treatment is complete, it shall be a remarkable transformation, the first of the sort in the history of humankind, a true masterpiece of science, a puppet at his bidding. He tries to pat my hair like I'm a prize doll, but I knit together all of the willpower I can muster and lurch my head away. So stubborn! But as I said, we'll take everything one day at a time.
Mama, I want to sit all day up.
I call this the first phase of injections, the softening. You might experience fatigue. Some of my former patients described a cloud or a fog in the thoughts. This is the serum suppressing or softening your will so that it will become more moldable for scientific purposes. When the softening is well underway, we'll continue on to your re-education. I'll show you photos and tell you stories that will help build your allegiance to the Third Reich. Many of my former patients found this phase to be fun. Somehow I doubt that his photos or stories will be any fun. And I wonder why he keeps referring to his former patients. Are they all now dead? Finally, we'll enter the third phase, reintroduction. Granted, this is a far-off goal for now, but eventually I hope that the re-education will hold and you'll be ready to travel home. You need to pet him. Home? I whisper. To America. He hums a snippet of the Star-Spangled Banner. I thought you would like that. Is he tricking me? The confusion multiplies inside of me, and no matter how hard I shake my head, it won't dissipate. Dr. Knock touches my hair. Try not to fight the serum, Lucy. It will be useless in the end. My treatments begin like clockwork. I start with 2 injections a day. Excuse you. Along with constant monitoring by Dr. Knock and his henchwoman nurses. Every couple of hours, the nurses swoop into my room to check my pulse and breathing rate, and then to stick me with a needle for a sample of blood. In spite of Dr. Knock's warning, I fight them each time. I won't make them easy for them. I thrash against the leather straps. I make them drop their needles. Once, I managed to bite a nurse's finger. In the end, though, they always win. They muzzle me. They sedate me. They remove small bits of me, my blood, my skin, and slowly my mind. I lose count of the days. Maybe a week has passed since we left headquarters in flames. Or is it 2? A month even? The fog has stretched its fingers into every corner of my mind. Dr. Knock easily scribbles notes on my progress, and we've started playing a little game to see how far I've come. He'll hold up a photograph of Adolf Hitler and spout a string of sentences. This is the Führer. Do you support him, Lucy? Yes, you do. Do you agree with the tenets of the Third Reich? Yes, very much so. Over and over he repeats these words, and over he waits for me to recite them back to him. I've been able to say nothing each time, but there are days now when the fog gets too dense and I can't remember what I'm supposed to say. Whenever that happens, Dr. Knott gets this little smile on his face, like it's nearly Christmas. But I've concocted a strategy of my own to keep that smile from spreading. No, I'm reading. You gotta wait. I've concocted a strategy of my own to keep that smile from spreading. Theo. I keep my brother at the forefront of my mind every time Dr. Knock approaches me. I focus on Theo, and I use him as my anchor each time my tongue tries to betray me. Do you support the Führer, Fräulein? I grit my teeth and say no. Do you support the Third Reich? I remember what Theo died for and refuse to answer. Eventually, Dr. Knock's smile grows flat, and he greets me at every session with a sigh instead of a grin. I'd hoped we'd have made more progress by now. How disappointing, he tells me. You've left me with no choice but to increase your dosage to the highest possible levels. When he reaches for a fresh syringe, I don't struggle this time. Let the serum kill me. Let this all be over. At least I'll see Theo again, if he's waiting for me somewhere. I'll be able to tell him how sorry I am for how things ended between us. But if there's only blackness ahead of me, it'll be better than what I'm living now. The needle sinks into my arm and I'm ready to go. But Dr. Noct won't let his masterpiece die that easily. I'm not sure how much time has passed when I wake up again. All I know is that I'm still in the same room with my arms and legs strapped like before, and I want to weep because I was so sure the serum would have killed me. How much more can my body take before it gives in? Lucienne, I go still. Hope blasts through my heart when I see her at the foot of my cot. Sabine? I croak out. It's me. She steps toward me, and I think I must be hallucinating. Is that an effect of the serum? Dr. Noct hadn't said so. Are you real? She nods and proves it by placing her hand over mine. Her skin is ice cold, but it's her skin that I'm touching. Not an illusion. My fingers cling around hers. How? I clear my parched throat, which hasn't tasted water for hours, maybe even for a day. How did you get out of your room? She doesn't answer me straight away, but that doesn't matter. She's alive. Together, we'll find Tilly and escape. I try to move, but I'm still shackled. Can you release me? She doesn't touch the leather straps. I didn't come here for that. I struggle to sit up. We don't have much time. The guards are going to find out that you're gone and come looking for you any second. The guards already know that I'm here. They let me in to speak with you. My head falls back hard against the pillow. The realization strikes me like a bullet to the chest. The serum. Of course. Did Dr. Noct get to you already? A cry chokes out of me. You have to fight him. Don't stop fighting, Sabine. This isn't who you are. It's the serum controlling you. Her tone goes flat and she says, no, it isn't. It's forcing you to say that. I'm here of my own accord. This is all part of their plan. I have to talk some sense into her. If we wait much longer, I might succumb to the effects of the serum too. Your name is Sabine Chevalier. You're an agent for covert ops. You hate the Nazis and Germany and Adolf Hitler. I rattle off bits and pieces of her old life, but none of it takes hold. Sabine's gaze remains on the floor. I wasn't given the serum. They didn't need to. Don't believe anything they've told you. They've locked you up for days and pumped your body full of poison and... My words dry up because I finally get a long look at her. Her eyes are clear and her hair is beautifully combed. She's wearing a simple dress instead of a hospital gown. She doesn't look like she's suffering from any effects of the serum. She doesn't look like she's taken any of it at all. If that's the case, Sabine says quietly, I chose to work for them. That's impossible. They asked me to come see you. Dr. Noct told me that you're not responding well to the serum. She might as well have gutted me. Sabine, working with the Nazis? My vision blurs, and I know it's not from the serum. I could take Dorner's betrayal, but not this. Please, not this. Lucienne, she says. I can't even look at her, so I snap my head away, but I can't escape her voice. Lucienne, she tries again. The Nazis will get their way in the end, whether you fight them or not. Oh, like you fought them, Sabine? She flushes, whether from anger or embarrassment. I don't know. Maybe both. How long have you been a double agent? I snarl at her. How long have you been deceiving Tilly and me? She crosses her arms but says nothing. There's nothing to say, really, not after what she's done to us. But I thought she'd be gloating and lording this fact over me. But her mouth simply tightens into a grim line. It doesn't matter, she sniffs. I came here to help you, not for a lecture. Help me? You killed Major Harkin, and you turned Tilly and me over to the Nazis, and now you say that you're helping me? The serum could be the death of you. Dr. Noct will continue with his regime until you've deemed change, or until you die. You can choose to live. Choose to live, I parrot her. Choose to become his little puppet, like you have? She tries hard to turn her face to stone, a trick I always thought she'd learned from Major Harkin, but there's a furrow in her brow. What did they pay you to turn? Was it money? I didn't come here to talk about that. 100,000 francs. 1,000,000? Name your price, Sabine. You apparently had one. Her wince morphs into a scowl, but her voice stays steady. Don't be a martyr. Save yourself from the pain. I'll keep fighting until it kills me, I say through a clenched jaw. I'm not a traitor like you are. Did you tell them about covert operations? No. They've suspected our existence for months, since before you arrived in France. All of the people we've killed haven't gone unnoticed. That's why they concocted Operation Zerfall in the first place, to draw out covert ops. I'm sure you helped them with that. No, she says again. That was months in the making. They dropped hints of Zerfall to their collaborators, like that fellow you killed, Monsieur Travers. They knew we'd be lured in sooner or later.